Larry, Fort Worth Memories Museum and Groups. Hold on just a second. There I am. Hold on. There. Okay, I want to edit it. Bear with me, I'm styling the video. Today is Tuesday, February 18th. The year 2025. Okay. And I'm going to share it to the internet. And I'm going to share it to Memories and Live Videos. Okay. Well, it's not too terribly cold right now, but it's coming. It's 49 right now. It's nice out there. Extreme cold warning. These conditions are expected by 9 p.m. today. So 8 o'clock it's supposed to rain. Today is going to get up to 53. Tomorrow the high is going to be freezing, 32. Thursday the high is going to be 34. Friday the high is 37. So we're in for a round of cold. There's nobody in yet that I can see. I might be wrong. Brittany is now in. Okay, so winter, and more winter. I'll get the phone out before Cleburne calls us. Good morning. Marilyn is in. I'm going to do the sponsors early so we can do them a couple of times. Eric Walsh is on my board of directors at Larry's Kids. Eric is also in the real estate business. All around good guy. Good morning. Always active in the community events. Yellow Snake Horses Brazos River Ranch. That is a different type of event that people ought to be interested in. God, when I was growing up, I always had horses. My family had horses. That's one thing all of the gangsters had in common. They all were in the horse business. George Wilderspan, Benny Binion, everybody. Lewis Tyndall, my dad, the whole shooting match. So venture out and book a trip or a horseback ride. I think it's $75 for 90 minutes. It's about an hour's drive. It's in Millsap or close to Millsap. She owns 150 acres there, right there on the Brazos. It's been in their family over 100 years. So plan something different. Of course, weather right now is probably not conducive to taking a horseback ride unless you're a die-hard rider. A-Bird AC and Heating, Dub Peacock. If your heat or air unit is out, you need to get it checked, call Dub. Let them come out and check it out for you. Steve Coburn, and Coburn's Catering. They have been in business since 1947. They used to have a restaurant there on North Main. I used to eat at it when I was a kid. But they cater events. They just got through catering the stock show, which was a huge event for them. I've been knowing the Coburn family since the 60s. I don't remember exactly what year. Steve's daddy, Gary's daddy, Otha and his brother, and Steve and Gary. Great family. Dickey Carr Sand and Gravel. That's Pat and Richard Carr. Very active in all kind of community events around Fort Worth and other places. Richard and Pat were also the first. When I made the bicycle giveaway a non-profit, they were the first people to write a check for $5,000. Now this is Richard Carr's nephew, Dickey Carr. He owns a company called Grateful for Your Trees, and that's what they do. They do anything to do with trees, cutting them down, trimming them, grinding tree stumps, selling firewood. They do demolition, they do retaining walls. Randy's in, Sam is in, Kelly is in. So this young man, I've interviewed him a couple of times. He's in his 30s, I guess. He is ready and willing and able and needs work, so y'all call him. Please support all of our sponsors. Eric is with Express Dent. They are our paintless dent removal company. If you got hail dings, door dings, anything like that, Eric and his team over there on White Settlement Road, I believe they're going to be across from Audubon BMW. Take it over there. Tell them Larry sent you. Brandon Cross owns Cross Electric. They are our electrical sponsor. If you got anything you need, electrician, don't mess with it. That stuff, if you grab it the wrong way, you're dead. Jenny Stewart is our State Farm insurance lady. It doesn't ever hurt if you're using Farmers or Allstate or somebody like that, Freeway. Call and get a quote. Jenny's team can maybe save you some money. Old South Pancake House, been there since, the Benson family's owned it since 1962. 24/7, 7 days a week, 24/7. They've got one in Burleson that's only open till 9 or 10 at night. Rex and his team, Rex Benson and I go way back. I knew Rex's daddy before Rex knew him because he wasn't born yet. They also have in the same parking lot Rex's Bar and Grill. Used to be Macaroni Grill. I'm getting a message here from somebody. Anyway, Old South is in 1500 block of South University, also in Burleson. Great food, great breakfast. You can get breakfast day and night. I'm getting all kinds of messages. K-Ranch Roofing. That is our roofing sponsor. They do a great job. Jorge Hernandez is the owner. You can call if you think you got roof damage. Don't get a ladder and crawl up there and try to figure out how to fix it. You'll break your leg or something. Call that number. Let Bree, that's the office manager, set you up an appointment. Get one of their specialists out there to look at your roof and tell you if there is or if there isn't something wrong. But call. You got to make the call. Fort Worth Optimist Club. These folks are worldwide. They do everything concerning youth. They help youth. They give scholarships here locally to TCC. Jeff Norman and that team over there, they have weekly luncheons, guest speakers. I've spoken in front of these folks. It's a great group of people. Charlie Guerin, Railhead Barbecue. What can I say? Charlie is very active in Larry's Kids. He's on the board of Larry's Kids. Very active in our giveaway sponsor. He's our state rep. He and his brother Pete runs the Sid Richardson Foundation. They do a lot of good stuff. Their dad, Preston Guerin, was also very active in Fort Worth's civic and civil duties. So Charlie is on our board. Bart, there's Eric Walsh. He is also on the board of Larry's Kids. Bart Ladner, that group, Wes Williams is associated with Bart Ladner. Wes is on the board of Larry's Kids. Wes and Sarah Williams, they are active. Whenever there's a disaster, you want to see the people at the first of the line, it's Wes and Sarah Williams. So let's go back up here to, we did Railhead. Raines Plumbing, that's a family-owned business. Plumbers, I've had a lot of good 5-star reviews. Had one that was a 4-star review, and I asked the reason why it wasn't 5, and the lady said because I didn't hit the button for the 5. So if you see that review, that's the reason it was a 4. Any plumbing problems? And so right now, this time of year, starting tonight, leave those faucets dripping. Get those plastic covers for the outside faucets. If you haven't learned, as soon as you get a plumbing bill for several $1,000s, you will learn. Those plastic covers are 79 or 99 cents. In 2021, our group, or me, we went and bought $500 worth of them and gave them away right here at the museum in 2 days. There's Rex Benson's Bar and Grill. That's the old macaroni grill. That thing is unbelievable. I mean, Rex outdid himself. That patio on the back seats a couple of hundred people facing the hotel. But we had 23 separate members that went and watched the Super Bowl there, and they were all extremely happy. Rex Benson, good guy. Longtime friend of mine. Stroud Auto Supply. Danny Stroud and his wife actually came by and visited with me 3 or 4 weeks ago. And as we got to talking, I remembered that I had bought auto parts from them back when I was 16. I had a 55 Chevy that had a 327 with 2 4s, and I never could get those carburetors tuned. There was a guy on Belknap named Tom, and he owned California Custom. And so he told me what was wrong, but he was way too much, and I asked him, I said, what if I go buy the parts and park over here to the side? Do you think you could come over and just tell me what I need to do? And he did, and we became lifelong friends. Tom passed away a few years ago, but that's the only auto supply he would have used. And that's when Kissinger and Cragans were here. That was before the big national chains. Swartz and Hanson, Jerry Swartz and his partner, are our architect sponsors. Very active in the bike giveaway every year. Just Larry, when you need a check, come get it. Phelps Family Auto Care. They are in the Burleson area. And I'm telling you, when we first got them signed up, we had lots of people go online and tell us what a great company they are. And I've had several good reviews since. G2 Garage is in the White Settlement area. There's a $25 coupon for new clients if the order is $250 or more. Alpha Design and Build, that's Lance Sanders. They will remodel your house, lay your carpet, add a second story. They do commercial, residential. Good folks. Fort Worth Florist, Jeanette and her team really done a bang-up job. I had a lot of good reviews from Valentine's Day. They're way out on Camp Bowie, so you don't have to have Valentine's Day. Order flowers for weddings, funerals, whatever. Just order. You need to call. I ask that everybody support our sponsors. There's Scott. He's our IT guru. He's the guy that keeps all of this stuff going. He can build you a website, technical consultation, anything like that. Winstead Paint and Body, Clay Winstead and his wife and the team over there, they're very active in my bicycle giveaway. They've been long-time sponsors on our group. I've done business with the Winsteads way before Clay was running it, 40 years. So we desperately need a painting contractor. We need several. If I hadn't just named off a particular business, and some businesses we do more than one. Real estate, stuff like that. Okay, questions. Linda is in. Gladys, Greg and Don, how's the truck coming? It's not. Long story. It's $20,000 to fix it. Paul Watley is in. George Swift, good morning. Sally, good morning. Sally, hold on. Here's the Cleburne group. So we've got, Whitney wants to know, we've got 12 on the Metroplex and 73 on the South Texas group that are active right now, so almost 100. Larry, somebody told me that General Douglas MacArthur was here in Fort Worth back in the day. That's correct. Is there a question, or you just want me to tell you what I know, or your knowledge? June 16th, 1951, Amon had amassed a collection of hats, general's hats. He had Patton's, MacArthur's. I don't know what happened to that collection. One of a kind. Anyway, Amon had met all of these generals. He had Rommel's helmet too, because he had unlimited money supply. So on June 16th, 1951, really it started in 1950, Amon had invited General MacArthur. They had a parade downtown, a very nice parade, a lot of people. He spoke at the Fort Worth Club. He spoke at Farrington Field. He had a full day when he was here, and they presented him a car, and I've got pictures of all of that. That's one thing. Amon Carter was 150%. He was all USA. So I had a lady call me yesterday and said she was kind of offended when I was talking about Amon Carter and him always putting Fort Worth first, that I portrayed an analogy of Donald Trump and America First program, which offices 50 feet from me. The address here is 1633. The address of America First Institute is 1635 Rogers Road. I stand by what I say, what I said then. Amon Carter put Fort Worth first all day, every day. Donald Trump puts United States first all day, every day. If that offends somebody, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. If that offends somebody, you just be offended. We've supported way too many other countries. What really ticked me off was the last State of the Union address that President Biden, and I respect the office, did. He was talking about our border. Now, this is a State of the Union of the United States. The border he was talking about was in Ukraine. I said to myself, sir, the State of the Union is about the United States. Anyway, okay, so we had 3 donations yesterday. I'm going to run through this scenario again. For 40 years, I've collected anything and everything in Fort Worth. This museum and my collection is the only one like it in Fort Worth or anywhere, and it's all about Fort Worth or Tarrant County. The rent, the overhead here, I just can't do it anymore. I've done it for all of these years. I need help. Like I say, y'all basically have a online 24/7 museum tour anytime you want to take it. 4 o'clock in the morning, you go to the top of the group page and the spyglass put up TCU 1941. It pulls up everything we've got. You can pull up every museum item, the control panel that ran the M&O and the Tandy subway, the longest privately owned subway in the world ever. It's right here. The keys that Amon Carter had made, 85 of them, 68 of them are home right here. He gave them to presidents: Coolidge, FDR, Eisenhower. All of this stuff, and one day will be part of the city or part of a group of people. I don't know how that's going to work, but for me to keep going with this deal, I got to have donations. I've got a couple of options. I can either get donations, or I can put this group as a closed group, which would close everybody out and then cost you $5 a month to be online. It's much easier just for people to make donations or groups. We put together the nonprofit. Now, this is not a nonprofit, but believe me, there's nobody making any money over here. It's $5,000 a month operating. So I need your help. I've done it all of these years. Never asked for a quarter. It was my mission early on with my family history that did so much damage to this city to make retribution, and that's what I've done. I didn't get the big house, the big cars, the nice, all this, that, and the other. So I need your help. I don't ask for anything, but I'm asking now. So spread the word. With 130,988 this morning, if I just had $1 from every person, I wouldn't have any problems. But that doesn't happen. So I'm just giving everybody a fair warning, a heads up. I've got to get donations or make a change. Ginger's in, Kim is in, Lisa's in, Linda, Gladys. So all in all, as I try to teach Fort Worth history, because we don't have any learning institutions that do, TCU has a Fort Worth history program. But, I've told mayors, Mike, Betsy, Maddie, we raise our kids, we send them to little school, middle school, high school. They go off to college, they don't ever come back because they don't know anything about the city. I speak every year at the Chicken and Bread Festival in Bowie, Texas, where Amon, as a youth, lived. And people out the lake out there is not Lake Amon Carter. People out there still think Amon lives there. He doesn't. So knowledge is power, and I think over the years a lot of y'all have learned a lot of stuff. I learn stuff here every day. But please help us out. Okay, I'm going to run through our sponsors one more time because they help make this thing work just like y'all do. There is Yellow Snake Horses, Brazos River Ranch. There's Eric Walsh. He is one of our board members on Larry's Kids. First to the plate to help with anything really that has to do with not just Fort Worth. He's just a good guy. A-Bird AC and Heating, Dub Peacock. Steve Coburn, Coburn's Catering. Bert Ladner, Real Estate. Wes Williams is associated with that group, and Wes is also on the board of Larry's Kids. Grateful for Your Trees, that's the nephew of Richard Carr. Dickie Carr Sand and Gravel, that was Richard Carr's father. Pat and Richard Carr own it now. Richard was the first person to write a check for Larry's Kids for $5,000. Fort Worth Lumber. Emily and her group over there have been sponsors, and I think since day one on being a sponsor of our group. And every year, bicycle giveaway. Express Dent, Dick Regester and Eric. Dick now lives in Florida, the Sunshine State. Eric is his operating partner. They're on White Settlement. It's kind of across from Audubon BMW, I believe, would be a good marker. Just look across the street, and that's where they are. Jenny Stewart is our State Farm insurance lady. Her team out there is ready to help you in any way. If you use Farmers, Allstate, anybody, call and get a quote. It doesn't cost you anything to get a quote. Brandon Cross, Cross Electric. Very active in our giveaway, and also gotten a lot of great reviews for his service to our members. Good morning. What? When Douglas MacArthur was here, June 16th, 1951. K-Ranch Roofing, Jorge Hernandez. They've done a lot of roofs for our members. If you think you got roof damage, all you got to do is call the office. Bree will set you up an appointment. They come out and inspect your roof. They don't charge you anything. They'll tell you whether you're good to go or you need a little help. Rex Benson's Old South Pancake House, 24/7. They've got one in Burleson, but it closes, at 9 or 10 at night. Passport Getaways. If you want to take a trip, a cruise, you want to go to Vegas, whatever, Florida, Disney World, let them do the legwork. All you need to do is supply the money and then go have fun. Fort Worth Optimist Club, Jeff Norman and his team over there, they're always helping youth. Every year they give the Fort Worth Memories Museum a Christmas tree on free gratis, and they do scholarships at TCC, youth athletics, great group. Raines Plumbing, that's a family-owned business. We really support family-owned businesses. That's how all of this stuff works. Our motto here is buy Fort Worth, spend Fort Worth. But Raines Plumbing, we're always getting real good reviews on them from our members. Charlie Guerin's Railhead Barbecue. Like I say, Charlie's a super guy. He is 150% committed to Larry's Kids. Casey Kroll Insurance Company. If you're trying to figure out Medicare or Medicaid, it'll drive you crazy. Call Casey Kroll. Let them send somebody out there they'll meet you at their place, your place, wherever. They can explain it to you. Rex's Bar and Grill. the old Macaroni Grill location. So if you pull in that parking lot at 1500 South University Drive, you're going to be at one of Rex Benson's businesses. And Rex is a good guy. Back to that, we're going to have our birthday party in July there, and the boxing event will also be there. That'll be boxing in Cowtown 12. Stroud Auto Supply, Danny Stroud and his wife. That's a family-owned auto supply. They're in the Haltom City, Riverside area. Family-owned, local business. When you buy your auto parts, don't go to AutoZone or any of the O'Reilly's. Spend your money over there and keep it in Fort Worth. Jerry Schwartz, Schwartz and Hanson Architects, always first to the plate to bring a check for the giveaway and been a sponsor many years. Phelps Family Auto Care, they're in the Burleson area. When I started advertising for them, I got so many great people respond and say how good of people Phelps Family Auto Care. It's a family-owned business, and they do a good job. G2 Garage, White Settlement area. He's got a special there, a new client special. Chris, when I was having to Uber it, the Uber driver, we was on 820, and one of the pieces of tires from an 18-wheeler hit the front of his car and knocked that shroud down. He went ahead and took me home and then went back to G2 Garage, and he called me and said, man, they did a great job, did it very reasonable. Alpha Design and Build, that's Lance Sanders, commercial, residential, remodeling, rebuild. Lynn and Earl are in, Carolyn is in, Bill is in, Willie is in, James is in, Michael's in, Marquita. So we're 14 and 88. We're over 100. 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's 7 o'clock, isn't it? Almost 8. Anyway, call Lance Sanders. He will come out and figure out what you want to do and get you fixed up. Fort Worth Florist, Jeanette and her team, very capable. If you need to send flowers for funerals, weddings, just I love you flowers or just happy flowers, call them. They'll fix you up. There's our IT guru, Scott Sumner. Don't ask me how he does it, but he keeps all of this stuff, 11 platforms running without a problem. The reason I like it so much is that I started messaging him at 3 this morning and he was up and running. He's like me, he never sleeps. Winstead Paint and Body, Clay Winstead, very active in our bicycle giveaway and any other thing. Clay's very active. He and his wife and their team over there. Okay, this next one I want everybody to make sure and remember. Bring us inside, keep us warm. Jeannie is in. So that means don't leave our four-legged friends outside. It's going to be at 9 o'clock tonight, it's going to start really dropping. And if you're driving around and you see somebody that's got a dog chained up, call the police or call me. That's ridiculous. Okay, again, we've got to have donations. I'm not just saying that for my health. Spread the word too. Okay, so here's our prayer request. We're praying for all of our members. Basically, we're praying for everybody on the planet. Good guys, bad guys. We all need a prayer. I was telling somebody yesterday, or a lady made a donation yesterday, and she said, Larry, my husband was having surgery a couple of years ago, and it was touch and go whether we were going to come out of it. She said, y'all gathered up several hundred prayers in an hour, and he came through with flying colors, so I'm helping. So we're all in this together. This Fort Worth Memories Museum's not my museum, it's our museum. But we got to have help to keep it going. All these museums have donations, not this one. I speak at every one of these museums. Alice Walton's on the board at the Modern, at the Carter. I speak at all of them. She don't even drop us a thank you line. Okay, love all of you. Don't forget, cover those outside faucets with those little plastic deals. You can get them Home Depot, Lowe's. Leave your sink dripping. We've got sponsors that can take care of plumbing, electrical, whatever. If you got a problem and you need help, I'll post well, I can't post that because I don't ever turn that phone on anymore. Call me. My number is very easy to get. I'll post it in a minute. Don't forget our homeless people. It's going to be too cold for them to be outside, so if you can help, let's get them loaded up and get them into a shelter. No, that's all right. I don't think it's going to be. Oh yeah. No, you're right. Okay, George is in. So I had a picture here, and there's Brittany just posted my number. Hector's in. I had a picture that I showed Danny Dean the other day, and I was trying to see if he could recognize his father or his grandfather in it, Mayor Edgar Dean. John, what's the weather like up there where you are? Because we're going to be about your speed. John's up in the Minnesota area. So this photo was at Will Rogers, had all these United States banners. Harry Truman was there. Amon was sitting next to Harry Truman. All kinds of dignitaries. And I never could figure out what that event was for. It was June 16th, 1951. Douglas MacArthur was in town. Katie is in. Never seen it spelled that way. John, tell us the temperature up there. Charles is in. Knew the Deans. They lived up on the north side close to us. Good. Danny comes by regularly. Mayor Edgar Dean was one of the only mayors that I can remember that was mayor twice and not consecutively. Now, y'all got to remember, from the 30s until Willard Barr was elected, the citizenry, the voters, didn't pick the mayor. The voters picked 9 city council members. They picked the mayor. John says it's 8 degrees here in northern Michigan. Just hit 179 inches of snow for the season. Only 8 inches to go for the record. Brittany's in New Jersey and it's 20 degrees there. I did hear again from our group in Tel Aviv, Israel. They're doing better. They, just telling you what they said. They said, thank y'all for electing President Trump. That's 138 members of Fort Worth Memories that live in Tel Aviv, Israel. Okay, so I'm here. You want to make a donation with a check, bring it by. We take all cards, whatever. But we got to have help. I'll be here till 2. I've got to go out on Gravel Road, wherever that is, and get a lost title on an old hot rod truck I had. In fact, I can't find the title to my dad's 62 over there. I need to get that title also. So when I started on this hunt last week, They said, go to the DMV. I went to the DMV in Lake Worth. No, after 30 minutes, no, go to the sub courthouse. Went to where Manny Ramirez offices in Lake Worth. Waited 30 minutes over there. No, you got to go to Gravel Road. So that's where I'm going to go when I get through today. I want to give a big shout out to Brooke, to Maddie, and whoever came up with the idea to light up the new City Hall building, the old Radio Shack, red, white, and blue, in honor of our friend Brooke Rollins. She is the first Fort Worthian, although she was born in Glen Rose. She was the first Fort Worthian to be elected, or be, whatever you call that, to the president's cabinet. And she's earned it, believe me. Great lady. She comes to the bike giveaway every year. She's like Jody and Maddie and now Mike. They hold up the traffic, but hey, we always have 4 lanes running now. I want to also thank all of our board members on Larry's Kids. Y'all did a tremendous job. And all of y'all that gave bikes or prayed for us, that event will go on forever. We've already got a line of succession, and I'm happy to say Kyle Polson will be the president of the board whenever I step down or go away, and his son Jackson will take over after that. Jackson Polson has been involved with my giveaway since he was 8 years old. He's going to Texas A&M. Barbara's in. Barbara, nice to see you this morning. I do not know where we're going to eat yet Saturday. I'm kind of waiting to see what the weather's going to be. Jerry's in. Yes. God bless and keep our Israeli friends safe. You know, on October 7th of year before last, we lost a family of 4 in that bombing at the hospital. We lost 2 of that family that day, and then 2 more died from injuries suffered on that day. We lost an entire family, and all they had done is go from Tel Aviv to wherever that hospital was to have their son, who was epileptic, and anyway, he was going in for a checkup. That family's no longer. So, let's keep our prayers for everybody on the planet, the good guys, the bad guys, and let's remember we're better